Hey everyone, Kevin from mechanicalvantage.com. Today we're going to head out to the machine and we're going to run the program to make this bottle opener. So I thought I'd just give you a quick run through of the bottle opener and what's going to happen. You can see I have a top side setup, a soft jaw setup, and a flip side setup. And what happens in the top side is it gets roughed, some 2D contouring, some tracing with that same tool to clean up the flats. I do a 2D contour to clean up the flat there and another one there. Drill it with a 3/8. Do some chamfering on this part. Do a chamfer again. And then I start doing a blend toolpath. Now I wanted to highlight a couple things you're going to see in this blend toolpath. Watch, you see these some of these rapid moves and some of these weird lead-in, lead-out moves. Blend is one of those strategies that Autodesk is currently working on. So it's doing okay. It's getting probably worked on some more. It's not ready for prime time yet, but it has a pleasing shape that kind of follows the geometry, and so I chose to use it. So it goes across the front side, then across the top, and then it blends over to the back side is how I have it set up. And again, you're going to see these kind of crazy moves. Now, I could have used the trim function and got rid of some of these lead-in moves. I decided to leave them in there. And it'll be interesting when you watch this thing go. You're going to see some of these rapid moves back and forth, and you're going to see the machine can move pretty dang quick. So that's the top side. Now, then it's going to hop over and it's going to do the soft jaws. So it's going to pocket those out. I should say adaptive, and then finish pocket the floor and the walls. Do some chamfering, and it's going to finish chamfer the bottom edge. I made some mistakes in this program that I want to talk about. So when I originally programmed this whole thing, I set this for a 1/4 inch gap between here. And then right before I ran it, I decided to come back into my office and make some changes. I renumbered the tool numbers and did some things like that. And I decided originally when I programmed this pocket out with the adaptive, I chose to use a 1/4 inch cutter. And then as I examined the geometry, I could use a 3/8 cutter to do it all. So I decided to use a 3/8 cutter. And when I did that, I put the gap between these a little farther apart. But when I set it up on the machine, when I originally put the work ordnance system out there, I only had a 1/4 inch spacing between these two edges. So this got shifted down by a 1/16 of an inch. And you're going to hear that in the video when you see it run. The reason I didn't make the adjustment is because I got my front side stock, my soft jaws. I put my G54 on the front side stock. I put my G55 on that point right there in the back side stock. And had I adjusted everything once I moved this, then I would have had to adjust the front side work ordnance system. I would have had to retouch off. And so I thought about it and thought, it's not really going to make that big of a difference. And I decided to run it as is without coming back in and making the adjustment. And everything was pretty good except for the chamfer where it goes across here. Put a really healthy chamfer on that soft job, but it came out, everything was fine. It didn't break the tool or anything, so it was okay. Just wanted to point out that those are one of those little mistakes you make when you're not thinking about everything. For the final side, what it's going to do is you can see that I've got a piece of material above the part, and all that I do is use that 3/8 tool to adaptive off the top. I run a facing toolpath. I use a 1/4 inch tool to come in here and slot through this to create the spot where you're going to use the bottle opener on to open the bottle. And then I throw a 2D chamfer all the way around. Now I also have a logo on here. I decided not to run that for this one. I just wanted to get a bottle opener out. I've got quite a few more of these pieces of stock, and I'm going to do just a bunch of handouts for friends and things. So some of them I'll put my company name on. Some of them I'll put their names or business logos on them for whatever they want to do. So that's the reason I didn't cut the logo on this part. Final thing I'll mention is when I posted this program out, I posted the soft jaw and the top side at the same time using an NC program. And so what's going to happen in the program is it's going to do the 3/8 roughing and the work with the 3/8 tool, and before it switches over to tool 3, it's going to jump over to the soft jaw and cut the soft jaw and do that finishing contour work and pocket work over there. So that helps to not change tools all the time. So I created a GVD4 on the front setup and a GVD5 on the back setup, and when I posted it, it just merged all that together in the same code. So now that you have a pretty good idea what's going to happen in the program, let's go out to the machine and watch it run. left the beginning of this 3D blend toolpath at regular speed, just so you can kind of see the speed that the tool is moving across. Before it jumps into in a second, it's going to go to 8 times speed as it starts going across this part. So this tool is a 3/8 inch 3-flute ball mill. I'm running it at 10,000 RPM, 3,007 inch per tooth, and then I believe that works out to be 90 inches a minute. This is easily the longest part of the whole program. The tool just keeps going back and forth, stepping over at 5,000ths of an inch between each pass. So it takes quite a while to run. I think it was something like 10 or 12 minutes is what the time was to put this ball milling operation on there. But I'm not charging anybody for it, and I had the time, so I decided to go with a fairly small step over of 5,000ths of an inch to try to get a decent surface finish on here, to get a nice smooth surface finish, I should say. So it's just going to keep going back and forth. Like I said, there are 3 blend tool paths on there. The left, the kind of the front side, the top side, and I mirrored it to the opposite side. I'm liking this blend tool path. Basically, the way blend works is you specify the surfaces that you want machined, and then you specify 2 drive curves where the tool path will morph between those shapes. If you've ever been in one of my training classes, I often talk about that. If you can find a tool path that will accentuate or match the geometry that you're trying to machine, you can get away with a bigger step over and make it look nicer than if you took a tool path that doesn't exactly match, accentuate the geometry with a smaller step over amount. Your eyes will kind of follow the flow lines of the tool path and make it look smoother and make it look like a better surface path. So we're almost done. It's going to go back to regular speed in a second. So I just wanted to give you a heads up of what's happening during this part of the program. So hope you like that one. As you can see, I'm still not used to filming in the machine, getting lots of splash and spray on the camera. I'll keep working on adjusting that and figuring out better methods so that that doesn't happen. I'm just using a single GoPro right now, and you can see that sometimes the location that I have it, I get quite a lot of spray on there and the audio cuts in and out. So I'll keep working on fixing that. Hope you guys like this one. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, if you have ideas you want to see machined, make sure to let me know. You can send me an email to kevin@mechanicaladvantage.com. As always, thanks for watching.